Well, hey again, everybody. So this is Saturday, and been here a couple days now at my brother's, and we finally got to. Well, I did at first. Started working on it during the day, and while he was at work, and then he got to come and help me finish it off um, when he got home from work. But anyway, what it was is I've been I was messing with the gray and the black tanks, trying to figure out the problems we were having, especially with the gray tank. And at first, it looked like we had some kind of either the valve wasn't opening all the way, or the thing was clogged because it wasn't really putting much out. It hadn't since we first got it. And so we get down there and get all this stuff apart, and lo and behold, discover that the tank is just empty. you know, all this time we thought we just weren't conserving very well when it just wasn't that much water in it, you know. So, but the lights are wrong. The lights say it's got this and got that. So, in that case, there, I don't care. You know, I know it's not full now, and I think if I go ahead and let it fill up, maybe, because we've been draining it every day, so maybe it will clean those sensors inside. So anyway, theory, we'll try it out and all that. So got it all back together, and so everything's fine with that part now. And then lo and behold, this morning the toilet quit working correctly. The valve that opens and closes when you flush, that whole setup just was not working. And so got to go get some parts, and this is them there, the old ones. So we got to run down to this RV place and see if they've got them in stock. If they don't, we'll just have to order them and live with it till then. So just not real, I'm not real keen about having an outhouse inside my rig. So, but anyway, that's where we stand right now. We'll get you updated later. Well, we'll see y'all. Hey, it's Saturday night. We did make it down there to the RV place down in Christiana, and of course they didn't have the parts. So anyway, I had to come back and take some pictures of the labels and all that to try to identify this particular toilet, and was able to do that and send them the pictures, and they were able from that to identify it, and went ahead and ordered the kit, which basically includes all of that stuff. I'm not sure when it'll come in. I'm guessing maybe Tuesday. I'm hoping for at least that early. And once we get that in, get it all back together and all that, we're pretty much, I think we'll be ready about that time to go ahead and hit the road and run over to my son's house and spend a day or two there before heading on out to North Carolina. So that's where we stand right now. Nothing else going on. We're just relaxing and enjoying. So y'all take care and have a good night. Bye. Hey, it's Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. So, okay, if our parts, when I find out tomorrow, if our parts are going to be here like in a few days or something along those lines, then my brother's going to go ahead and ship them for me to our daughter's house over in North Carolina, and so we can hit the road. And the car, Kim is still having to use it right now to help our youngest daughter move. As soon as that's done, then we can sell the car, and don't have to be here for that. My brother can go ahead and sell it and take care of all that for us. And then, that way also we can still hit the road. So everything really depends on when all this stuff is going to happen. So, but I'd like to leave in the next day or two and head up to my son's house and over here in the other part of Tennessee, and get that that's showing the road for the rest of the journey. So that's where we're at now. Everything is kind of just up in limbo as to exactly what day we'll be leaving, but I'm expecting to leave in the next couple days, barring any weird problems. So that's it for now. We'll add more later. Hey, not too long after that last piece of the video that we filmed, I was doing some laundry, had the washing machine in the shower and going about my business doing it, and I happened to go outside and saw that it was flooding. I mean, just pouring out on top of my two rear tires, and lo and behold, that is directly below the shower. So there's an access panel there. Got that off and looked up in there, and the drain had busted. The pipe had busted, and it's just pouring out. So unfortunately, these RVs, I assume most of them anymore probably, the pipes are not like under your house where you can just take out the section you need and go down the store and get it and come back and put it in. These are all like glued together, and as tough as that stuff is, I'm assuming it's not really glue. I think they use molten lava to put these things together so they'll stay forever. Which makes repairing anything like that super difficult. I assume one of my sons mentioned that it was probably because of all the bouncing around that the rig does, and it's to keep it from coming loose and breaking all this. So, and it very well could be. That makes sense. But I'd rather have it coming loose or something like that, and where I can easily go in and stop that or fix it without having to make it a major ordeal to change the slightest little problem in there. So, but in any case, it's broke. So cut off the bad piece. You got to try to rig something up with a hose and some clamps. At least that's the way we're looking at right now. So so when Kim gets back from helping Amber move, then I'm going to go ahead and run down to Lowe's and see what we can get. Or if it's too late, then we'll just do it tomorrow. So, but that's our story for the day. So y'all have a good rest of the Mother's Day, and we'll see you later. Okay, I got back and got real lucky. The part I bought, that one piece, I'd forgot to stop and pick up some rubber hose, and got here and said, well, let me go ahead and see about this part of it. And I cut a small piece off to see if the other end was going to fit that particular pipe. So, and when I did, I discovered that the pipe I bought, it fit perfectly for the strainer up there at the bottom of the shower, and the pipe itself was fit perfectly for the piece we cut off down by the P-trap. And so it just went right in. It was after cutting that piece off, just coincidentally, it happened to be the right length. And then I used my little old magic black RTV and sealed it up. Now I'll have to let it cure tonight and check it in the morning, and we'll see. But I can't. The only problem is I can't check for that leak on the other section because it's all the same piping. So I'll have to wait till this other one's cured, and then I can see if I can find that other leak. So it'll be at least tomorrow. Anyway, that's it. Well, we're heading out to go work at somebody else's house. See ya. Hey everybody, good morning. It's Tuesday, and we're still here at my brother's house. Been working on these leaks and problems here lately. So I got that piece installed for the shower and RTV'd it up and everything. It's hard to get to though, so I'm not, weren't sure if we got everything around it sealed. So I came out this morning and went ahead and poured a little water down the drain, and now I got a couple places I've got to do some more sealing on, because it's kind of hard to get to. I'll show you here in just a second, but then I got some other issues I'll have to tell you about too. Anyway, just keep an eye on this. Okay, there's that white piece of pipe I put into the attached to the drain to the shower yesterday, and that black stuff is the RTV. And you can see I've got one little piece over here that's got to be sealed, and then there's one on the other side that I'll have to put some more on today and get that taken care of. Now the other problem, so this is where the black tank and the macerator is, and this is back there in the back. Well, you can barely see that. Let me get the light. Back there in the back, you see that little section there? That's the valve. When you pull the handle on the other side, it pulls that and opens the drain for the gray tank. And somewhere in there is a leak or two when we put it back together. So that's going to have to be torn back into. And then this morning, created a new problem, entirely my fault. And this here is the black tank. And it comes out of here. There's the valve for it that opens up when you pull the handle. It comes down this big black tube and goes back to that little motor back there you see, and that's the macerator that shreds it all and sends it to the other side of the rig through a small hose to be disposed of. And if you see, that's where the gray water is tied in with it here, the smaller pipe. Okay, so anyway, a little bit earlier I was getting ready, getting dressed and everything, and I was in the bathroom and cleaned up, getting dressed, and I hear something and realize I bumped into my shower kit, and my shower kit has the flap that closes has a pocket in it where 3 of my 4 watches sit, and that pocket had fallen over, the zipper was open, and all 3 watches fell into my toilet, because we're working on the toilet and it does not have any kind of valve in there to keep it closed. And that's something I'll be fixing today. So now what I'm afraid of is that these watches would come out the drain right here and then go around and over to that macerator and tear that macerator up. So I'm going to have to manually drain it here into a bucket. But hey, that's only about 20 or 25 gallons, right? And it's a 2-gallon bucket, by the way. So that's what I'm looking forward to today. So anybody wants to come over and give me a hand, just please come on by. Welcome back, everybody. So a little bit of update. Got to thinking while I was working on this watch problem. Well, you know, because we started draining it, I did manage to find a 5-gallon bucket. Started draining the black tank, still no watches coming out. And I stopped and I got thinking about it. Well, maybe they didn't fall into the tank. Maybe they fell somewhere around there. And so I go in to check, and my wife has just taken the garbage can out of there, you know, the small one, and has tied up the bag, and I asked to look into it, and sure enough, there was 2 of the 3 watches, both the plastic ones. Now the metal one wasn't there, so dug around, never could find the metal one. And of course, that's the worst one at all to go through the macerator, you know, naturally. So, continued draining the tank, got it totally drained, flushed several more gallons through there, never could get this thing to come out. And believe me, the hole, the opening, and all of that is plenty big enough. So, found a coat hanger and was able to fish it in there, and you know, had a hook on the end of it, and never could find it, never could pull it out. But of course, you're not checking every square inch of it. So stop that for now, and still got to do the toilet, take it off to change out the seal and everything. So
What we're going to do now is I'm running over to the hardware store to pick up some plumber's grease for that seal, and when I get back and take that toilet off, I'm going to see if I can see it down there with some light, and because it's pretty close to the black tank, and see if it's visible, then maybe I can fish it out. So if not, then the only recourse is when we leave, every time I go to drain the black tank, I'm going to have to do it manually until this thing comes out, because I am not going to let it go through that macerator. The last thing we need to do is replace that thing. So anyway, that's where we stand right now. So I added also added the extra RTV to the drain for the shower. Let that cure, and I'll test it out again this evening and see if it's dry. And that still leaves us the 2 leaks, or the leaks, whatever they are, for the gray tank that we caused ourselves, and fixing that exhaust pipe that we originally had when we pulled up in the driveway. So anyway, that's where it stands right now, and we'll get back with you later. Hey, just a quick one. Turns out it was awful fortuitous that I went to the hardware store I went to, because look at my new awesome hat. See ya. Well, there was another reason that turned out this hat was fortuitous. Got home and I was able to recover this. So let me show you something too. Yeah, if you'll notice, it's still running after being immersed in all that. I guess that's why it was a high dollar watch. Anyway, thank God that's done. Now I can get on back to fixing the toilet. Bye. Hey, I tell you, it's days like the last few days that give pause and make you wonder if you're doing the right thing at all. I tell you, can't seem to get much fixed on this thing, I swear, without something else, or going wrong, or nothing working that you're trying to do. It's always something. The toilet, turns out there's another part I need for it. So, but fortunately that'll be here tomorrow, and I can get that thing put together. We know that's going to be fine. Of course, did get the watch out of the tank. Tanks are both emptied now. The shower repair is still leaking. I don't know where it's coming from. I thought I did, but apparently not. I don't know. I tell you, it really makes you think twice about doing this. So if y'all are thinking about it, keep watching the videos to find out. If we can get this done, I mean, we'll be out of here in a day or two, but I mean, we could be out quickly and be on the way. The problem is timing now. My son that lives an hour and a half from here, their schedule is a schedule just like anybody else's, and also Friday they've got a graduation to go to, so that won't do any good to visit them at that time. So we've either got to go up there before that or after that, and if it's after that, then we'll miss the daughter in North Carolina, because she's got to leave and go back to where they used to live to close on a house for several days. So we would miss out on that one. It's just not working. I mean, this whole trip here has been a fiasco. It has been a literal fiasco. I don't know. We'll just have to see where it goes from here. But it's not looking good, I tell you. My what do you call it? My enthusiasm has waned significantly in this project we're doing. So I don't know what we're going to do. We'll see. But stay tuned is all I can say.